to you, O earth and sea, for the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short. Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666.
Inferno greetings, everybody. I just wanted to make a response to Chrissie's video calling for tolerance. And I want to point out to you so that you can see that the tolerance that he and his master, who has attempted to mold him but didn't do a very good job, I'm sure now she's banging her head on the wall trying to figure out where she screwed up, because as I'm making this video, she's doing what she says she doesn't do and messaging people that don't agree with her and trying to kiss up to them to get them to come and support her. As usual, she has defined that this is a war and that there are sides, but she's working behind the scenes to try to play the victim as usual after Chrissie made this fiasco that she put him up to and wrote for him. However, they're calling for tolerance, and they do honestly want tolerance. That is a fact. They want us to have tolerance for them. However, if you disagree with them, they have no tolerance. They either try to demean you, or they just call you an idiot or a bigot because you disagree with them. So they want us to have tolerance for them while they push their bullshit, or they try to force their bullshit and their made up whatever to try to assimilate pagans. They are both obviously Christian, trying to forge a path to take over paganism and turn it into Christianity. Tolerance? I made no vile comments that I would normally make, yet they've been removed. All you have to do is watch Pagan Ron and Charity's videos. And while I'm talking about Pagan Ron, he said in his video that we don't agree and we have good debates. And yes, sometimes we do disagree and we have good debates. Some I win, some he wins. You ain't gonna win them all. Are you, Ron? Anyway, love the debates with you, Ron, and always love talking to you, Charity. But back to what's at hand. How can you beg for tolerance when you have none? All this is a normal routine for her. Oh, I'm so victimized. Oh, what do I do? Oh, let me bang my head on the wall to figure out another way. You cannot come out acting like a bitch and then try to play the victim when you're called on your bullshit. Like Charity said, you're begging for tolerance, but you show none. I posted every comment that has come to my videos. So, what are you crying about? Why are you crying for tolerance when you have none? Why don't you? What you two are doing is you're sitting down trying to write a fairy tale book. Once upon a time, a master molded an idiot, and so on, and so on, and so on, and hoping it becomes the dominant religion of the world. Well, sorry, fairy tales are just that, fairy tales. So bang your head against the walls again some more to decide what to do about it now, because your bullshit's been called. You played the same game the same way too many times. Anastasia, you are not a victim. You are a viper biting at the throat of paganism to turn it Christian and control it under your fist. You are no longer Anastasia. You have become Blue Fire Witch, the persona of a power-hungry, crazed, whatever, thinking that your associate's much better than PhD, that you can tell people what to do, what to think. You are not a scholar. I've seen scholars. There were people that Wicca used to say they were the shit and then found out they were dumbasses. and you're sitting moaning and crying about people unsubbing from you. You know what? If you're worried about the numbers, then this is what I suggest. The people that disagree with her, until she stops this dictatorial bullshit, do what I'm going to do. Go unsub. If that's what hurts her, go unsub. Shut her up right there. Put an end to her dictatorial or her pious, pompous, because she has a 2-year degree. Woo, whoopee! Let's have a big old party. That doesn't mean shit. That means you have 2 years of sitting in a classroom and reading a bunch of fucking books. That gives you no practical experience, no traditional experience or anything. It gives you book knowledge, which I've always said you have. But for common sense and people skills, you ain't got shit. And Charity, I forgot. Happy early birthday. You define pagan unity, as you're trying to ploy again, as something that you can control. You have to say what the unity is. Well, no, the pagans are unified and you're trying to split them again because you don't have control. You're jealous of the other pagan adventures that have taken off and are doing well. You have nothing to do with them nor no control of them. So you have to keep trying to create something, and it keeps flopping into the wayside as usual, just like when you try to start a coven and everything else that you put your hands on. When are you going to learn? Karma is taking care of what evils you're trying to bring upon people. Your control is what causes everything you try to do to collapse in front of your face. If you would learn to just get along instead of having to put yourself above people, and you would listen to people instead of saying they're idiots because they disagree with you, maybe something you would start if you included people instead of controlling might happen. And if I am a pagan leader, I never ask for that. I speak out. I will argue with pagans and defend pagans same way with Christians. So if I'm a leader in the pagan community, that means that the pagan community has chosen for that. Not like you demanding that. And as if I am a leader, they can remove me as a leader at any time by withdrawing their support. So, that's what I suggest. Withdraw your support. Go unsub from her, because that seems to be the only thing that matters to her. Hit her where it hurts until she realizes she does not dictate to you anything. I listen to the input of my people. That's the difference. So, Chrissie, this is a response to your pitiful attempt to try to sucker people into yet another, I'm the poor little victim, let's all have unity, that Anastasia wrote for you. When are you going to stand up and speak for yourself instead of God Anastasia telling you what to say? And you will never, Anastasia, be a scholarly source as long as you're so pompous and pious and don't listen to other input. You are nothing more than another fundy trying to dictate to people. So until the next time, hail Satan, hail thyself, blessed.
Ready, motherfucker.
Yo. It's the feast of the blood was sent. Unleash the beast within. I walk around with the strength of 100 men. You best look right before I count to 10. Blood dripping from my canine like a fountain pen.
I was born ready, motherfucker.